I love it.
You love it?
I love it.
Love it. Is it everything you expected and more?
Yeah. Actually, I didn't even know what to expect when I started working here at all. So I just was thrown in here. I was like the last one to be hired here, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone else has been working here for like 17 years,
no,
and the place has been around for like a year.
I was the last one of the original ones to be hired. So,
all right, now, it's just completely off guard, or off topic here. You honestly think you can beat me in laser tag? I think that's comical.
Oh, really? You think so?
Yeah, absolutely hysterical.
So what gun would you use? Like an Uzi or an M16 or
You really don't know?
rifle?
I don't even have to play to know which one I want.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. P90, done.
No, I use the P90.
Oh, well, obviously, because it's the gun that's going to be the easiest to spray and pray with. There's no precision, you know?
No, it's a good gun. And,
I know
it is.
I know it is. That's why I looked at it and I evaluated it. But so do you know anything about competitive Halo?
Yeah, I mean, I worked one of these tournaments.
You've worked one of them.
Yeah, it was a DFK sponsored tournament.
What do you think of competitive Halo as a whole, seeing that you're a Call of Duty person? A gal, if you will.
Don't call me a Call of Duty person. I like Halo too. But, I mean, I love it. It's interesting. We sponsor a couple teams here, and I watch them play all the time, and I've learned some of the call-outs. And it gets pretty intense.
What is your favorite map?
My favorite what?
Map.
Haven.
Haven?
Yeah.
God, you are so cliche.
I'm better at it. I'm better at Haven than any of the other ones.
You know, at the beginning of Halo 4, because the matchmaking system was so like meh, that it was actually called Haven 4, because all you could play was Haven. There's a little tidbit of knowledge for you.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, and that's all it is. See, I told you we would look smoking hot together.
Yeah, were you a good couple? I think it's Astros.
Yeah, it's for sure.
Yeah, I think the Astros are what make it though.
So anyways, let's talk about this map here. So this map is it kind of reminds you of an old school midship map, and there's an overshield up in the middle, and the big thing about it is one, it's gray, which is like, traditional for Forge maps, which is, the community makes it. So that's a Forge. A Forge is, it's a little island that you can make stuff on. But the big thing about this map that's awesome is the player movement. So like the spawns, you end up getting put in a base, and when you kill all of them, they spawn all kind of sporadically, and then they end up in the other base. So you got to keep the pressure on them at all times. And you're going to know what it's like, because when I bring the noise on laser tag, you're not even going to be able to move. You're going to know what the pressure's like.
But you can't spawn in laser tag.
Wait. I thought we have multiple lives.
You have 10.
We have 10 lives.
Yeah,
so do I have to run back to home?
No.
So I get to get killed, and it's like freeze tag. So I get killed once, and then I keep going forward.
Yep. Or you hide. If I have the upper hand on you, you gotta hide.
Oh, monster in my eye. Oh, that's awful. So, what if I sneak behind you and I shoot you 10 times?
Oh, that sucks.
Like, can I hold you prisoner?
Well.
It's never happened before? Gotcha. Perfect.
It's never happened, but
this is going to work out.
It won't happen.
Okay, now in this game, so the red team are players who have actually played very well before. Merkage is a player who's commonly known. Player Joe is a person I used to always bet on in the free-for-all, and he always let me down. Every single time. Never won it. I always predicted him to win, and it just never happened. So on the other team, we got Fugo. Fugo is a Halo 2 guy from way back in the day.
Yeah.
And then that's about all who I know. I have no idea who Houdini is or Acorns. So I want you to pick the winner of this game right now. And keep in mind, red team's up by about 7. And by about 7, I mean it's 8 now.
You're saying that you say Merkage, but Merkage never wins.
Merkage never wins.
They're asking me to pick between Merkage and Fugo. I'm going to go with Merkage.
Well, it's a team game
I
here.
know that. But Merkage is team. Which one is...
They're the red team.
Okay.
So you're going red team for this game.
Yeah, I'm going red team. Yeah, they're winning right now.
All right, well, I'm going to swap you out for Maven to come in at the end.
Yep.
I heart you. You got to say it back on stream.
I heart you, too.
All right.
Hi back, Scott.
Hey, buddy.
Missed you.
I know. I had to chat with my girlfriend for a little bit.
Yeah, that was a fun time. So.
Well, it's about as fun as it can be.
Back to the Halo.
Yeah, so...
Tell me what's been going on.
Well, to be honest, I think we talked more about laser tag than anything else.
Oh my! So Red Team, I know, is Player Joe and those guys.
Oh, yeah.
We've played quite a bit with them. Player Joe has been on the scene actually longer than some people may realize. And
yep.
I know Winter was part of that earlier team. Remember when we scrimmed them when we were still playing with Ghost and Haas and got just absolutely decimated back when you first started playing?
Awful day. Awful times, dude. Do you remember that time we played Winter and I was like, I thought I was decent and he has crushed my hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I think there was a game you went like 1-11. It was rather impressive.
The other game you went like 2-13.
That's a fact. That did happen.
But just to talk a little bit about Onyx here, man. Normally we see a cycle game coming out of these players.
Yeah.
And really, I've noticed more green control than anything else, and I think it's just this level of play that we're watching. Where, like ambush, you see, they fight for middle, and then they kill them all, and then they force them into a base, right? Because inevitably, you can only take so much fire before you have to retreat into a base, and then they push you on the base, they kill you all there, and then you spawn on the opposite side.
Yeah, and I know
that is not what's happening here at all.
This instantly became kind of one of our favorites, just because we're midship guys. I mean, I think more than probably any other map that I've played since I played Halo, midship by a landslide, just because of free-for-all back from Halo 2. Made an appearance in later Halos and still was popular because it's one of the greatest maps ever made. And, this isn't obviously it to a T, but it's pretty darn close.
Yep. And really, Ghost Ayami actually did a really good job at tweaking these spawns because for a while there was a time where you could play this map and the spawns would get all sorts of quirky on you.
And I mentioned a couple times, between us in conversation, I can't remember if we talked about it on stream yesterday, but the first free-for-all I played on this, I was playing with Ola and a couple other guys, and there were, in the first 5 minutes, there were 5 backwhacks off spawn. And we were just like, something's got to go here. Yeah. And Eric, the one thing, we've already given him one compliment today, so I'll cut that sentence short.
Yeah, he actually is kind of cool with the one compliment a day. I was like, well, I did give you your one compliment today, so that's about all she wrote.
All right, so game 1 is going to go to Player Joe. And I believe Team Escape. And I don't know, I'm not sure who knocked them into the actual losers bracket, but I got to imagine It was
Ambush.
Well, that makes sense because they're a decent team. I've played with pretty much all these guys at one point. They're all strong players.
They messed up my whole seating. I was so comfortable before. We had it down, and now
we're good.
Girls came in there, and I'm all screwed up.
All right, well, we're going to hop into our second game here shortly.
Ooh, a Skyline.
Skyline flag. Now, I am actually, we've got, as far as the pro community goes, it is so incredibly mixed, the stuff I've heard from people's opinions of Skyline. I think most of the negativity that it gets is mostly for Skyline Team Slayer, just because of how it plays and some of the spawns. But Skyline CTF is very strong. The only real issue I've seen with it is you can end up having some standoffs that can last pretty long.
Capture the flag.
For sure, man. And capture the flag on Skyline, it can be so hectic, or it can also be one of those games where it's like 1-0. It's so weird. And one of the things we normally see from the lower tier gameplay is it's kind of slower. And the reason is because they don't realize how many times they have the ability of pulling the flag. In this game, you don't get 4 down and pull a flag anymore. It's just not happening.
And the easiest way that I've seen from when we're running games online is just you can a lot of times just run through your court, bottom middle of their court, ramp their bottom ramp and pull the flag. Because people aren't typically paying attention to the bottom that much because it's all about controlling top middle. And that's an easy way to get pulls. But like you said, it's just seems like teams sometimes aren't that focused on just getting a lot of pulls in this map. It becomes more of like a Slayer up top.
And the one thing I was going to ask you, Maves, is what do you personally like to control? Because for me, when I play this map, I'm all about pushing my own needler. Like, I really like controlling my own needler to their DMR side. But what fits you, my man?
It really depends. In flag, I just try to kind of get to mid-map and somewhere around top middle, usually on one of the sides. In Slayer, personally, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, I love kind of hanging around
I know what you're gonna say.
between the courts and picking people off as they drop. Because the biggest complaint, like, I was talking to Justin Pistola, and his biggest complaint here is because of sprint, it is so easy for people to drop, sprint away, lift, sprint, drop. You can just get out of anything. So if you have that guy that's kind of roaming bottom middle, I've had 18, 19 kill games as a Slayer just from picking up 1 and 2 shots down low.
Well, taking a look here, there's a little bit of a venue sitting here. This is going to be the blue team. A little bit of an overshot camera angle.
Yeah, you gotta love that camera, and you can see like this venue is kind of just like a long. It's like we're longest in Halo. Just a long hallway.
Actually,
here.
it's more like Elongation, the remake in Halo 2.
Yeah,
those
like
stupid
elongation.
crates, the worst thing ever. Checking out the other side, this is Playa Joe and his buddies. The White Steel series is going to be Winter. I actually don't know. Playa Joe's right there. So prize of elimination, No Mercy, and Merkage are the other two. Oh, that's the order they set. No way. So
well, that certainly helps us. Yeah.
Well, and then we were dumb. Good times. Good times.
Yeah, it looks like they're out to an early 1-0 lead here, and what I saw in the first game, we were kind of we had some distractions, kind of hopping back and forth with the gassing there, but. From the score, they pretty much completely controlled it, and looks like they got early control of this game as well.
Oh, for sure, man. And the thing I really like about Skyline Capture the Flag Mabes is that you can kind of, like, predicting spawns isn't as hard as it is in other maps. And what I mean by that is this is a DLC'd map, right? So this is one of the ones they made, so it's normally a little bit more consistent. But when you kill them all, when you kill them and you're pushing in DMR side, they do not spawn DMR side. They spawn either bottom, middle, or needlers, and it's the same for everything. If you kill them all in their courtyard and you guys are all pushing up that way, they spawn DMR.
So that's where we come. It seems like we kind of say this about a lot of maps, but in this, you do want to pull the flag to, if you killed everyone DMR side, pull it out DMR side. But I'm more a fan just because of speed of pulling. Honestly, pulling a court through bottom middle is great because you have all those pillars down there. You have the belt. You have all the cover from bottom middle. You have a lot of ways of preventing shots. Whereas when you take it up top, whether it's DMR or needler side, there are so many angles that people can get shots on you.
Yes, it's just really, really, really tough, man. And because it's kind of situational based in a way for running it bottom middle, but. I know exactly what you're talking about with the instant results because you get it, like, look, they already got it to their side, but then you got to make sure you all come back with the flag with it because the spawns, when you run it bottom middle, it negates the entire bottom middle spawn so they can get the split spawn, and that's always the scariest, and you know that.
You have to slay a little bit more with that one just because, if you get into a point where you have your flag at bottom and you've got a couple guys pushed to your side just up top staring down at the flag, he's not going very far.
Nope. He is not going very far at all. No, Winter does have the sticky detonator here. Winter, a player who has absolutely slooped me online, just annihilated me.
And I love the fights. A lot of fights end up having on the street when you're pulling the flag or when you're pulling it back out. And you have some really fun battles there, just because you have that window there, so you can kind of, you can hop out. It can be naded from top middle. You get some really, really diverse battles there. And when you have a smart player, someone like a Pistola you're fighting on the street who is just all over the place, it's not fun.
I'll tell you, these are probably one of my favorite battles here that we're seeing Acorns get myself, and not this one, but when you're pushing in on their flag and there's a guy on there, because you have the walls you can kind of hide behind and peek out.
Yeah.
I love them because it becomes such a mind game, and it's such a mini mind game, and everyone plays it differently. Like a player like Legit may hide behind the wall for a split second and then come straight out at you and just jump at you, whereas a player like Ola may hit you with one peek shot, wait a second to see you jump, and then jump after you. It's such a little mental mini game that it's awesome. And hi friends, I can say, Maven, wave to the camera, buddy. Hi. Say hello to the good people.
Hello. But yeah, it would arguably be. I think this would be my favorite map. I think it might be my favorite map. I think the only thing that adds any real problems for me is just the sprint, which it's not going away. Sprint's in at least with Halo 4 for the long run. But it's the only thing I think that makes this not the best map in the game.
Yeah, well, this is going to be yet another flag cap here for the red squad, and you know, Fugo and friends are just they have barely any map presence, and you know, when I say map presence, normally in Skyline you know when you're having a good game because the other team doesn't have control of top middle the entire time. But in this, it's just
it's they're getting steamrolled right now. And you know, if you and I had the conversation beforehand of who we were picking in this, I can assure you we would have said red team. And one thing to mention too, I don't know if Scott and I have actually ever brought this up, but just so you guys know, the higher seed is always going to be the red team.
Yep.
So. It's kind of important for you guys just to sort of know who the favorite is, and not that the highest seed is always the best team, because some people, might be a good player's first event or something like that, but typically speaking, the red team is the favorite.
Yep, red team is the favorite. So for those underdogs out there watching, this is going to be the fifth and final flag cap coming in. Fugo's in a little bit of a position, but Winter is going to dunk it, and that is all she wrote.
And that may answer some questions if you guys have been watching online scrims or hopping on any of the Ambush guys, Warrior guys. You're usually going to see they're always playing on red team. And that's because they want to be used to coming out of that spawn, since that's what they're going to be dealing with the entire event.
Yeah, and one of the things is also with that is you see the opposite happen, where players like Warriors mid-scrim will actually go from red to blue team to get ready for the finals against Ambush. And that's something you really got to do, because red base, and I like to have red base on Skyline Capture Flag just because of when you go from their needles to top middle, or from your needles to top middle, it's more open. Whereas the other side has, no, it's less open because you have that wall, which is awesome.
Camera, I'm not sure, I've never done it.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
A lot of the maps, the color isn't, there's not a whole lot of differences. Because a lot are symmetrical, your drift, stuff like that. It's not too much of a big deal. But when you have stuff like Abandon, it's a completely different game off spawn in what you're capable of, who has quicker access to overshield, different stuff like that. So it's important to get practice.